Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ready, Set, Recap, where we recap what's been going on. I'm Daniel, joined as always by my best friend, Skyler.
Welcome back.
This week, in the news, we return to Silent Hill. Starfield is getting some new stuff, maybe. Atari is making a comeback. AJ Lee is back. They cast the new Lara Croft. The next Superman has both a name and a release date, and we'll break down what little there was at this year's D23. But before we get into all that, Skyler, what's been going on with you this week?
A lot, I guess.
Or 2 weeks, I guess I should say.
I went to your birthday party, and I won every game we played at least once. So basically, I'm the best at your birthday party.
True. We did only play 2 games, to be fair, but...
My statement is not any less true.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Because we played a Survivor card game that's like new. Jeff Probst like just worked on it with the Exploding Cats guy or Exploding Kittens guy, whatever it is. So I'd never played that before, and I did know because it was my party that I would be the first person voted out. Like there's really no other way around that. So unfortunately, that did happen.
It's just like the icebreaker of how everybody who doesn't really know each other, they're just like, well, I'm gonna vote for the guy I know. It's just
I wasn't upset about it. It just is what it is. And then we played a lot of Werewolf, and that was actually a lot of fun. So
yes, I won a round as one of the werewolves with your sister. So
were you? Is that a different round that you? Because you also won as a. Oh no, you lost as a minion. Never mind. I was confusing it.
I lost as a minion. That's true. I was like, what do I do as the minion? And then the werewolf that round just like immediately kind of shit the bed with his story, and I was like, well, this is over.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. You two, not a dynamic duo.
No, but actually, a funny story. The last round that you guys were gonna play, was because I rode in with a mutual friend, and I was basically like leaving it up to him whenever he wanted to leave, and then we were gonna play one more round. Everyone was like, "All right, one more round," but then that got kind of like pushed back because of cake, and then I drew a villager, but then the less people were playing, and everyone was like, "Let's take all the villagers out." And I was like, "Oh, but I don't have to do anything." And then I got werewolf, and then I got the werewolf card again, and I was like, "We need to go.
We gotta go. We gotta
and
get
then
out of here."
And then we left before I had to be the werewolf again.
Yeah,
it's like I gotta get the fuck out. I can't do it. I can't win the werewolf twice.
Yeah, we ended up not playing that again because pretty much everybody left at that point. I think it was like 10 o'clock or something. So
yeah, fun time though. But other than that, I just, as right before recording, watched the Chargers beat the Chiefs in Week 1. So we're really kicking off the NFL season to a massive high. Can't top that. Basically, we won't top it for the rest of the season. That's my season, and I'm happy with it.
You don't know that. You don't know that for sure.
Nothing's gonna top. Short of winning the Super Bowl itself, nothing's gonna top beating Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce in Week 1.
What if they make it to the playoffs? Is that anything?
We made it to the playoffs last year.
Oh,
I think wild card, but yeah, no, we're a good team. We can do it. We can make some stuff happen. But my final answer for what I did this week was I did see a movie.
Oh,
I went and saw Toxic Avenger.
Isn't that like 100 years old?
So the original Toxic Avenger was from the late 70s. It's a Trauma movie. It's a Lloyd Kaufman movie. And they were like, we want to remake, I guess, loosely remake Toxic Avenger. This movie's been done and sitting on a shelf for like 3 years or so.
Oh.
Like it played at a festival like 2.5-3 years ago. And then they were like, all right, let's get distribution. And nobody would distribute it like at all. So it's just been sitting there. So it's got a fairly big cast. Peter Dinklage is the Toxic Avenger. Jacob Tremblay is in it. And this is how like I remembered like, oh yeah, this movie's been done for years, because I'm sitting in the theater watching this movie and I'm like, how is Jacob Tremblay still a kid? This guy's been a kid for my entire life. It feels like. But no, he's a little bit older. Kevin Bacon's the bad guy. It's gory, comedy, stupid, fun. That's what it is. And that's what Trauma is supposed to be, you know?
Sure.
Just kind of just an offense to the senses in a look how silly we're being kind of way. So it works. Plus the what kicks off the plot in like an antagonistic sort of way is medical debt. So as an American, I really understand
Yeah, I didn't know that there was this love for Toxic Avenger because there was also a video game that came out, like, or is about to come out or something.
I
I thought
think
that Toxic Avenger was one of those like, oh, it's just one of those bad like I don't know B movies that people enjoy. You know what I mean?
like Garbage Pail Kids.
No, like Deathstalker, which is also getting another
Oh,
movie
yeah, there's another Deathstalker on the way. That's nuts.
of all
I
things.
probably won't see the new Deathstalker, but I did see the new
If
Toxic Avenger.
if there's anybody in our friend group who will see the new Deathstalker, it's Abrar followed shortly by you.
I don't even think Abrar's gonna see it.
He sees like everything, dude. He
Maybe.
saw
All right.
80 for
Well,
Brady twice.
we can gaslight him into seeing Deathstalker. Whatever. I feel like it carries the spirit of what Trauma was very well.
Is Trauma a person
So
or a studio?
it's a genre,
Oh,
kind of. It's a sub.
oh,
It's where James Gunn got his start. We will probably be talking about James Gunn a bit in a minute.
oh, with like
But
Slither.
yeah, Slither
Wow.
was his first movie. I guess there's like, yeah, that was Trauma inspired, but like he like mentored under Lloyd Kaufman,
Uh,
who's like Trauma's his thing.
wow.
So
If it's anything like Slither, and for that reason I'm out. I that's just
you don't like
no. It's
Slither?
just gross. There's nothing going on except like people getting turned into mush. It's like okay, well, do you have anything else? No, cool. I'll move on
It's not
then.
it's not as gross as Slither.
Well, that's good.
So yeah, I'll say that.
For me this week, or I guess 2 weeks, I did a couple of things. A lot of it was stuff for work, but I did finish my 30-day walking challenge that I think I talked about in an earlier episode. It was not as hard as I thought it was going to be, but my legs did hurt really bad. On
Yeah.
like day not on day 30, but on day 31, when
Mm.
I like stopped walking, they were like, "Hey man, we're gonna take it. We're gonna take a minute."
Like, oh,
I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
good, good, good." Like specifically, my left knee was just like popping a lot. That has since stopped, but hey, you know, it just needed a day or two to settle down.
Makes sense.
It was a lot, but it was a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. I definitely saw like a lot of, even though it was only 30 days, like a lot of benefits in my own personal life. Like I definitely had more energy. Like I don't feel like when I get home from work I immediately have to take a nap.
Sure.
So that's great. You know, I feel like I lost a decent amount of weight. Like it's honestly
Hmm.
it's great. I'm feeling a lot better, and I will probably maybe not do it 30 days in a row, but I'll definitely make more of an effort to get to that 10K step on a couple of days. Because
Yeah.
and then the last thing I did this week, I have watched the first 3 episodes now of Peacemaker.
So actually, you
Peacemaker's
turned the tables on me because
season
I
2.
haven't seen the newest one.
But you saw the first 2.
I saw the first two.
Okay.
I haven't seen the third one yet, which would have come out yesterday
Yesterday,
as of our
I think.
recording.
Yeah, because we're recording on Friday. Spoilers.
I would have watched it before this, but
But
I was busy
you could have
watching
had
the
two
Chargers
TVs
beat the
going.
Chiefs.
You
Then
didn't
boom,
need
boom,
to.
boom, boom.
You didn't need to listen
No,
to the to the football game.
I did. I did need to listen to it
Well, I won't say anything
because
about.
Mr. Beast is gonna fire the chief superfan out of a cannon or
Oh
something.
my god. Oh, I did see like a little thing about like it's not real, obviously, but the joke of him like, what if he bought the NFL, which I think is really funny.
Yeah, it's just
Uh,
because
why not?
we're not gonna get into that. No, no one cares. We're not gonna get into that.
Yeah. But yeah, so the first episode I thought really good. A couple of things in it that I was surprised by, but I guess I shouldn't have been because it was HBO. Also, it was in the Red Band trailer, but like it
Was
went.
it all the
It
penises?
was the penises. Yeah, the
Yeah,
full frontal went a lot longer than I thought it was going to.
awful lot
Um,
of penises.
there were clips of it in. They put out a Red Band trailer like right before episode 1, so I did know there was an orgy scene. I
Yeah.
was not expecting it to be like. I don't know. It felt like 5 or 6 minutes. So
Yeah, because we're focused on Peacemaker, like in a heavy, coked out, drunken depression, kind of just like walking through an orgy he's filled his house with to distract himself. But so it's just a lot of sex and nudity happening in the background.
yeah, and he's very specifically not partaking in it at all.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
They actually said on the podcast that they're doing alongside it, they said that John Cena like doesn't know how to do drugs at all. So in that scene, he's also
He,
like doing a bong rip, and
yeah.
apparently the like grips had to teach him how to do it.
Cena himself said like, I need someone to teach me how to do this because I don't know how to bong.
Yeah, which I think is really funny. Episode
He's a
two,
good, wholesome boy.
yeah, yeah. Episode two, not as good, I would say. I mean, it's a lot of setup, obviously, for what's going to end up being the crux of the season, which is him going back and forth between like sort of his idealist dimension and our current living one. There are some revelations. Episode 3 is the best episode so far. There are some revelations in that bitch. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good season. Up until episode 3, I was like, yeah, it'll probably be all right. Episode 3, I'm like, I see what they're doing here, and I'm down. Like I'm into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting because as of watching the first 2 episodes, I'm like, I'm enjoying this. This is what it is. I like it. And I'm like, is this as good as season 1? I don't necessarily know or think so. But if you're saying season 3 is going to turn it around, I'm going to watch this right after we record here.
I still don't know if I would say as good as season 1 because I think season 1 was
really good,
really really good. But see, episode 3 is the one that like now I sort of understand what the season's going to be. And I think there's some really interesting stuff in it. I will say 2 things that I just want to point out so that you're aware of them going in. Background character names, it's like we're on a budget. There's a scene where there's like a bunch of people doing a thing, and they're occasionally like saying each other's names, and it's all shit like Jerry and Gary and Jim, and you're like, we just picked names. We just picked the first names that came to mind.
Names out of a hat. Yeah. That might be. I mean, I don't know because I'm not there, and I don't know how much they're doing. But that might be an improv thing. If like names off the cuff.
It's possible. It's possible. Because I was going to say it could just be James Gunn because it reminds me a little bit of the like, well, Gary's also a name, but apparently Alan Tudyk improvised that also in Superman. So I don't know. But yeah, really good show. Really looking forward to it. We've heard a lot of things where it's like the last 2 or 3 episodes are going to be like, oh my God, revolutionary. We haven't even let anybody read it. And I think that's like probably overhyping it to an extent that I like don't really want to read into. But I think it's going to be really good. I'm really interested to see where this goes.
I would be shocked and granted, playing my hand here, having not seen the 3rd episode yet, and I highly doubt this would have happened yet. But I would be shocked if the season ends and we don't see like Superman at all. You know what I mean?
Well, you mean other than
there's going to be
the thing that doesn't really count?
Other than the retcon of like his silhouette in the opening thing.
My prediction. My prediction is that Hawkgirl's going to show up again, and that the guy who has bird blindness won't be able to see her.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
The Tim Meadows character, who I think I don't know if that's a character from the comics. His name is, what is it, Flurry? Is that supposed to be like a play on Nick Fury? Is that what that is?
I have no idea. I love Tim Meadows. I think that burn blindness joke is so stupid.
It's incredibly stupid. I can't believe that they pay it off in episode 2. So like,
yeah, to me, how the joke unfolds is like he walks in on Economos in the van and he's just absolutely fucking with him, just telling him like presumably a bunch of lies about how he had like sex with multiple women and just all this bullshit. He's just completely firing off bullshit, and Economos is like not really buying it, but Economos is also stupid, so maybe he does buy it. And then at one point he cooks up this thing about bird blindness. All birds look alike and he can't tell how big they are. But then at a certain point he sees Eagly and it's just true. He just can't tell how big Eagly is or where he is. It's so fucking dumb. But like the more it sits with you, the more it's just kind of a legendary bit that people I'm sure absolutely hate.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah. But I also feel like in a lot of other things in the DC universe, it would feel incredibly out of place, but I feel like Peacemaker season 1, even though it had like a lot of gory stuff going into it, was also like really stupid. I mean, there was like a basically zombie gorilla. I mean, the cow thing looked stupid as hell. Human torpedo, like it got like the whole thing really. Like there's a lot of serious concepts going on, but the visuals of what's happening is like people throwing action figures into a trash can. But hey, I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be great. But Skyler,
yes,
were you able to watch one trailer for Return to Silent Hill?
I did. In fact, let me tell you about. Actually, they played this trailer in front of Toxic Avenger.
Oh, really?
Twice.
What? Why?
I don't know what's happening. So it's obviously like a lower budget like studio or distribution thing, right? So a lot of the trailers that they were showing were just like low budget horror type stuff that never would have heard of unless you went and saw Toxic Avenger, probably.
Sure.
Um, but that's not the first time I saw this trailer. The first time I saw this trailer was on YouTube. The trailer started playing, and it like caught my attention enough that I didn't skip it. I was like, "What is this? What the hell is this? This is going to be indicative of my opinion of how this movie looks."
Yeah.
I said, "Is this for a Silent Hill fan film?"
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then it
kind of.
did, and then it did the thing, and I was like, "Let me look this up." And then upon looking it up, it's so stupid to say like I remembered it after I looked it up, but it happens sometimes. I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, they are making another Silent Hill movie, and this is it." And it's the director from the original Silent Hill movie.
Yeah, I think it's like technically a sequel, but maybe not really because it's been so long. It's
I don't know.
it's interesting. People are really divided on it because A, they think it looks really cheap, which is
It does.
I don't know. I watched the trailer and I think it looks fine. I don't think it looks like super expensive, but it doesn't look like I would not have thought it was a fan video or a fan film. I would
I
have thought it was just like, oh, it's low budget, but it's clearly a
I'm not
studio.
saying it looks cheap in like that it looks unwatchable or like garbage, but I think it doesn't look up to par professional. But like I don't know. The odds of me seeing this aren't zero.
I mean, I'm almost certainly gonna probably end up seeing it. Maybe not in theaters, but that's definitely like a. Anyway, I don't know. I don't think it looks bad necessarily. I don't know if the people. I didn't really dig into like what people were upset about it. I don't even know like what shots they think look bad. I assume that there's also some aspect of like, well, not my Silent Hill, and like I could not care less about that. Um, there's always a problem with any kind of Silent Hill thing where people get really upset when Pyramid Head or like the nurses are in it
Oh, well,
because
that's all we have.
yeah, well because those are the whole thing about Silent Hill obviously is that it's like a place that sort of creates monsters based on your own personal traumas. And so they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well that's very specifically like the guy from Twos, that's his
Yeah.
shit."
Well,
Uh
the character in the movie is James.
so like yeah, I also think that I assumed it was based on two just from having seen the nurses walking down the street. I don't even remember if they say his name in the trailer, to be honest with you. I've watched it a couple of days ago now. A lot of the locations are clearly from two, but I would say
Yeah,
that the visual style reminds me a lot more of Downpour, which is interesting.
they maybe they are. I'm not going to say they are straight up because who knows, right? Because that Resident Evil movie that came out a couple years ago was like we have every character and we're doing this bit from the games, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean anything because it all just kind of turns into a mess. But like they're very clearly starting off from Silent Hill 2 because the main guy is James. Even have one of the actresses from that did the motion capture for the Silent Hill 2 remake in the movie as the same character.
I guess that would make sense. I
So,
don't remember the first movie. Was the first movie like I mean not one to one, but it was supposed to be just like Silent Hill 1 basically?
I think so.
Because I remember the Jon Snow one, the
Oh,
Kid
well, I
Harington
remember it
one.
exists, and I do remember
Yeah,
that I did in fact watch it, but I can't tell you anything that happened in it.
I remember specifically that it wasn't based on like any of the games. It was just like we're gonna do our own thing in Silent Hill, and I don't think it particularly worked. But I also think that one, if I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure that one also had the nurses in it. So who knows?
Yeah, well, the first one definitely had Pyramid Head too. He rips the whole
Right,
skin off that one lady.
that's true. And I don't think Pyramid Head's in the first game. He might be. I don't think he is, but he might be. But Skylar, hey, we also got some exciting news about Starfield, a game that you didn't really play.
I played a bit and then fell off and then kind of didn't go back to it and then just by happenstance watched Interstellar and then thought maybe I should go back to Starfield. So
Yeah,
that was my experience.
that's fair. That's fair. Well, there was an interview recently with one of the developers where they were talking about sort of some updates that they're planning on doing. They reiterated that there's another story DLC coming. You would, I assume, have not played the first one, Shattered Space.
No, I didn't play any of the DLC.
Shattered Space is really good. It's the only like official DLC right now. There's a couple of like little smaller ones that you can pick up through the like creation kit or whatever.
Oh,
But
sure.
that's the only like big official one, and it's really good. It's like genuinely really good. Maybe the best storyline in Starfield so far. Like
Mm.
in comparison to the like what is it, the pirate fleet one and the soldier one. I don't remember the factions names right now.
I definitely couldn't tell you. I don't remember a dang thing.
Yeah. They've also been saying that they're going to do some updates to space gameplay, and mostly travel and making traveling in space more rewarding. I don't know exactly what they mean by that. I know that that's something that people were like sort of down on. Was that this like space combat and space trucking aspect of it was like not super exciting? And I was like, okay, well, it's a good thing you don't really have to do anything with it at any point. But all right, sure.
Maybe we add like toll express lanes that you pay real money to use, and every time you use one, you have a chance to collect a loot box.
Yeah, yeah,
That's pretty goddamn rewarding.
could be, could be. But yeah, it's basically he's just like, we've got a lot of updates coming. We're not done with this thing yet, and I'm pretty excited about that. I
Cool.
quite enjoyed Starfield. I think it got really way too much like pressure put on it when it came out, because everyone
Mm.
when it was coming out was like, this has to be the game that saves Bethesda and saves Xbox, and it was like, no, it doesn't. They're
Like,
literally
yeah, that was never true.
yeah, it's like both companies are literally doing fine, but like the response online was it's not a 10 out of 10, so it's a 6 out of 10, and I was like, that's ridiculous. That's one
That
of the most
yeah,
ridiculous things I've ever heard in my life.
it did kind of get that. Even coming from me as someone who like was not in love with it, it did get that like, well, I don't love it, so I guess I hate it.
Sure,
It kind of got
sure.
that treatment,
Uh,
which is unfair. I'm
I,
gonna put that as my stance.
yeah, I do think it's really quite good though. I think a lot of the recently I replayed the Oblivion remake. I actually haven't finished it yet. I haven't finished the specifically the Dark
Mhm.
Brotherhood storyline. I've just been busy. But going back and replaying those old storylines, like specifically the Thieves Guild and the Mages Guild,
Yeah,
I think people who are saying that this is worse than old Bethesda are wearing
they're nuts.
they're wearing some pretty thick rose tinted glasses. Those
Mm.
storylines are boilerplate. They are very very basic, and I enjoy them
Yeah,
still from like a nostalgic aspect, and like maybe back then they still were like good for the time. Going back at it, you're like, yeah, man, nah, not
I can
really,
s-
bro.
I can see you like holding it to the standard of like storyline quest lines in Skyrim specifically, or maybe like certain Fallout storylines. Like
Right.
people shit on Four's writing a lot, so maybe not that, but New Vegas, right? Everyone loves New
New Vegas is
Vegas.
probably the best writing. I think all of the
Uh,
Bethesda Fallouts are probably, for me, the pinnacle of their writing.
I mean, I like Bethesda Fallout. It's just there's a bunch of people that don't, so I don't know. I can't help
Yeah.
them. But um, I could see like if you're comparing it to that and being like, well, I don't like this story as much as I liked the story in Skyrim. But like to Oblivion, I like Oblivion. But
Oblivion's a fun
man,
game. I don't think those storylines hold up very
I
well.
don't I don't think those story. I'm not retaining what's happening as I do those
Yeah,
story.
no,
I mean,
that's
other than
totally
the
fair.
main story. But if I'm like going
Yeah,
through like the I don't know, just any side quests storyline that's just like rank up in this guild.
right.
Just like, well, I'm just going to do a
Yeah,
thing and then I come back and then it's nothing.
yeah. I still have to do Dark Brotherhood and God, what's the Sheogorath one called? Shivering Isles, is that right? I still got to do that DLC.
Mm.
But I've done everything else in it, and I still really enjoy it. But yeah, especially ones like the Fighters Guild or the arena. It's just like
Yeah,
where this is just busy work.
the arena is like the first thing you do, and it takes you like maybe an hour or two, and you just like rank up in it,
Yeah. Well,
and
until
then
you get
you're
to the one quest where the guy's like,
nothing.
go to the other side of the planet real fast. You're like, all right.
I don't remember that in arena.
Yeah. The guy who's like the orc champion or whatever, he gives you a quest where it's like, prove that I'm actually a lord, and then you have to go to all the way over by Anvil and like find a vampire
Oh.
guy.
See, that's the thing. If I did that, I don't remember. But I
Okay.
finished that quest line.
Okay.
But so that's what I'm talking about, basically. It's just like, yeah, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, not a whole lot of like new. They didn't say like what the DLC was here or what it's about necessarily. The Shattered Space, the one that's already out, is already the one that a lot of the hints were pointing at, where it was like, oh, this is clearly going to be about like House of Varun and all the Great Serpent stuff. Like they are, so they've already done that. So we don't really know necessarily what this is going to be. I'm sure there's 100 fan theories online. I haven't seen them and I haven't been looking for them. But I'm excited for it. Very excited for it. Our last little piece of video game news here, Atari is back. Have you heard about that?
We are so back. No,
So
what's
Atari
going
has
on?
it came back sort of a couple years ago. It came back is a strong word. They are not the same company. Literally, they're not the same company. They're a new
Hmm.
company that has bought the rights to the Atari name. I don't know if they're a gross company. I haven't really looked into it. They've been doing decent work so far. So up as of right now, I am prepared to trust them to do things. The only thing that I know that they've been doing though is I think they either own or they publish for the studio Night Dive, who's been doing a lot of sort of like older game re-releases and remakes, a lot of which have been really good. So they recently did re-releases for Hexen and Heretic, which are like basically Doom clones,
Okay.
like old PC ones. And then they did a remake of System Shock that I think was pretty well
Mm.
received. I haven't played it, but I remember hearing people being like, "Yeah, this is good. I enjoy this one." So they're
Okay.
doing a lot of that, and they just bought five new, not new, obviously older, but they bought five IP from Ubisoft, who's going through some stuff financially right now. So they're obviously selling some stuff. Not a lot of things that are like super exciting. You've got Grow Home and Grow Up, which are two. They're sequels, obviously, but they're like little platformer games. You got Child of Eden, I Am Alive, which is like a zombie platformer also. And then the one that you might be the most interested in is one called Cold Fear, which is basically Resident Evil, but you're on a boat.
Okay.
It's pretty good actually. Like I don't know how much it would hold up. I haven't played
Oh.
it in like 10 years,
Okay.
but it's a pretty decent game, and I wonder if they're trying to find like which of these games they can sort of, obviously a lot of these like Grow Up and Grow Home, those are going to be ones that they probably just put out like a little re-release and they'll sell it for like $10 and they'll just get little like, chip damage money. But I
Sure.
do think they are starting to get to that point where I think they are probably looking for like, what is a franchise that we can do something with? And I think
They're
Cold Fear is a good option for that.
they're doing the Marvel went bankrupt and sold off all their major IPs like Spider-Man, and now we need to figure out how to work with Captain America and Iron
Yeah,
Man, people who nobody cared about until we made them care about. So they're looking for that. They're looking for who are our C and B listers that we
right.
can turn into A listers.
And the only reason that I say that I think Cold Fear is that is because I don't believe that they own the rights to so like System Shock, Hexen, and Heretic. Those are ones that like could very easily become that. Hexen and Heretic are just Doom, so you could just do what the new Doom games are basically.
Sure.
But I'm pretty confident that Hexen and Heretic are owned by Activision, so now Xbox. System Shock, I have no idea who owns that. So I guess they could own that. If they own System Shock, that should probably be the one they're looking at because I think that's probably the thing that they own with the most cachet. System Shock's like not a game that a lot of people have played, but a lot of people know about it. Like people know who Shodan is. So that's probably their best shot, but I'd be cool with some Cold Fear. I could be down for that. I like me a good survival
Cool.
horror game. Not a whole lot to say about it. I just, I wish them the best. In a world where everyone else is closing stuff down and selling stuff off, I appreciate the revival of an old brand that we haven't seen in a long time. Something about that tickles my nostalgia, even though I never played Atari.
Yeah, let's just dig stuff up and try it again.
Let's give it a shot. Why not? Speaking of
That's
digging
what
stuff
movies have been
up,
doing forever.
oh, that's
Yeah.
true. AJ Lee is back.
Yeah, let's light it up.
Let's light it up. This is a big pop, I'm sure. I don't think she'll stick around long term. I'm sure people were really excited to see her. I just don't see her doing like a full run or anything. I think she'll have this
Yeah.
rivalry with Seth and Becky, and then she'll probably disappear.
I guess we should speak to those who don't know. AJ Lee is a wrestler.
Yeah, sorry. AJ Lee is a wrestler. She is the wife of CM Punk, and she
Yep.
one time got punched by Big E on accident, and he felt really bad about it.
I don't think it was a punch. I think it was like an elbow check. But yeah, it did happen. Or like he
He was
like he hit the emote and he like backhand smacked her or
Yeah, he was
something,
like
or hit her with a title belt to the face. I don't remember.
no, he was doing he was they were walking. It was him, Ziggler, and her, and they were walking down to
Yeah,
the ring. And he did like I mean, like you say, he basically struck an emote. So he did a thing where he like put his arms out to his side, but she was to her side, so he punched her in the chest basically. And she was fine. She doesn't. I mean, she's a wrestler. She can take a bump.
she's a tough lady.
And he wasn't
Yeah,
like actually punching her. But
AJ Lee retired basically just about 10 years ago. I think her last match that I can remember was WrestleMania 31, which was in 2015. She might have done something on like Raw or SmackDown before she actually like hung up the boots, but she's been gone for 10 years.
right,
And she's done a lot of like writing. I think she published a book. She's done like behind the scenes work with other smaller wrestling things. I think like Women of Wrestling she was doing stuff with. I don't remember. And yeah, they apparently found enough money to offer her that she was like, "All right, I'll do it." And it looks like the immediate thing that she's going to be doing is Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are married. Seth Rollins is messing with CM Punk, and Becky Lynch, I guess, decided to also start messing with CM Punk, which is why everyone was like, "Oh, CM Punk has a wife too."
right.
And now AJ Lee just came back like 3 hours before we started recording this, which is cool. I really like AJ Lee.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know where you go with this long term. It's not like, I mean, never say never, but it's not like she's come back to become a women's world champion or something. She's come back to
no.
like go on the road with her husband for a bit and do some wrestling matches. We'll see if she can still go. I'd imagine she could. She's class. So,
Yeah, I've never actually seen
yeah.
her wrestle, so I don't know. I don't know how good she was back in the day. I know she was wrestling in the Divas era, which is not like necessarily renowned for great wrestling. But even if she was one of the better people on there, she'd still be
Yeah.
probably like fine.
It,
Um,
you know what's crazy is like when people talk about like the women's revolution in WWE specifically, like there's three moments or three kind of eras that get talked about. There's when like Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte came up to main roster. That was like, okay, now women's wrestling is real. The Bella twins, the Bella Army are strong and they stand the Bellas. So people like say, no, the Bella twins put in that work for women, even though they may have done equal amount of damage for the women's image. I don't know. I'm not here to say that. But then people say, no, the women have been good ever since like Lita and Trish and Mickey James. Go back further. But coincidentally, I feel like in the conversation, people always skip AJ Lee. AJ Lee's always been great.
okay,
That's all I have to say. I like
okay,
AJ Lee.
that's fair. Yeah, I'm excited that she's getting some money. I really don't I think we both pretty much agree. I don't think she's sticking around long term. I This to me is like she's gonna do this rivalry and then she's gonna sign a Legends contract and she'll show up at like
Yeah,
the Rumble.
yeah,
Hey man, in other movie news, to speak of, we got some casting for the new Lara Croft, and guess what? It's Sophie Turner.
yeah. So a couple things. This is a show,
It
I
is,
believe.
yeah, it's a right. It's an
It's a
Amazon. Did I
series.
say movie? It's an Amazon TV show.
Yeah, it's an Amazon TV show. I could swear I already knew this. It's
I don't
this is
believe we
well,
did. Maybe it was
there
rumored.
was there was a movie casting like a couple weeks ago that I was like, they announced this, and you're like, we knew that, and I'm like, no, we didn't. So this is happening again,
Right.
where I think people have been saying like it was going to be Sophie Turner for like a year, and
Yeah.
now they're like, it's confirmed, and I'm like, oh, I thought we knew that.
Yeah.
How do
Yeah.
I don't how do you I don't like this. How do you like it?
I'm fine with it. I think Sophie Turner's a pretty decent actress, and it's not like, I mean, not to be rude, it's not like the previous two people who have played Lara Croft have been like amazing, spectacular performances about it. So I think, so I don't think it's
I
really going to be an issue.
I like the Alicia Vikander one enough. Maybe that's a
I
hot take. I
I
don't
like
know.
those actresses, but I wouldn't say that's like a top five performance of her, probably.
No.
Yeah.
Um,
So
but yeah, with Sophie Turner, she can be very good. I think her character in Game of Thrones, which she's most known for,
mhm.
they I think that show in general took a lot of actors and found the best roles for them. And then when those actors try to branch out, it's just like, oh, it's not really working.
Right.
And I kind of feel that way with Sophie Turner when she was in X-Men. I'm like, I don't
Yeah. To be
eh.
fair, not the worst X-Men to come out of Game of Thrones. And also, I feel like pretty much everyone in that in Dark Phoenix specifically was like kind of ass.
Is the worst X-Men from Game of Thrones when Arya became a werewolf girl in the New Mutants?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to narrow in on what you were talking about.
Yes. Is there a third one?
I don't know. I don't. I was trying to think. I was like, that's the only one I think of. So
Did they turn what's his name? Ian whatever who played Mormont, they turn his ass into like Magneto or something?
no, they made him Batman on that Teen Titans show.
Ugh, he's the worst Batman. And I don't mean that in terms of like acting because he's barely in it, but like
Right.
he's
He shows up, tells Robin to kill himself, and then kills the Joker.
he like the plot line
I
of
didn't watch the show,
Batman.
so
You're not wrong. The plot line of Batman in Titans is that he is like a source of trauma and abuse for the Robins. So
cool.
yeah. No,
Fuck Batman, as we like to say.
honestly, in that show, actually fuck Batman though.
Mm. Robin was vindicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This show could be cool. I guess the only hang up is whether or not you like Sophie Turner. A lot of people in response to this, I've seen people being like, I don't like Sophie Turner. It's just like, okay, well
Sure.
then you're probably not gonna like the show.
I don't know. I think
So
that
yeah,
kind of
I don't
sets
know.
her up in a good way, though. I feel like if people are coming in already expecting the worst, and then the show's just like kind of good, then
Mhm.
I think that they'll be pleasantly surprised. You know, if they under promise over deliver sort of situation. Amazon's been putting on some good shows lately. If this is one that they like actually have any amount of faith in, and they're willing to put money and production into, I think it could be really good.
True.
Genuinely.
The showrunners are Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Chad Hodges. I don't know who Chad Hodges is,
No
but
idea.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge is the girl from she's on Fleabag. You ever
From
watch that?
I've seen a couple episodes. It's really good from what I hear.
She's in the new Indiana Jones that nobody saw, and
Oh, is she the daughter?
yeah, well the whatever she is, and then she's the robot from Solo, a Star Wars story.
Oof.
Everyone's favorite character from that movie.
Oof. Yeah.
So, but hey, she's funny. I like the
Sure. Yeah.
small bits of Fleabag that I've seen.
I do
Um,
think this as I think video games to me will always make more sense as a TV show than as a movie. Because you can't do a whole video game in
definitely,
2 hours. You just can't.
definitely. It's just the longer format, the story's spaced out. Go for it.
Yeah. Now I don't know for sure that they're gonna like adapt the story of one of the games. At this point, there's like 20 of them. So
Do you
who
think they
knows?
even really need to?
No.
Like, you have Lara Croft and you drop her on some sticks and one stabs through her, and then at some point she raids a tomb. I don't think you need
Right.
to copy one of the games here.
No. Do you think that we do old Lara Croft where she's like daughter of a millionaire, has a butler in a big mansion, or do you think we do scrappy college girl new game Lara Croft?
I can tell you
I feel like it's
which
probably the
the
second one.
the one I'd prefer and the one they're gonna do, I think, are two different things.
I think that they'll do if they okay. I'm only okay with them doing she's the daughter of a billionaire, a dead billionaire, or presumed dead billionaire. Is if the mansion that they use for Croft Manor is the one from Arrow and Smallville
And X-Men,
and X-Men. If they use that
yeah.
house, then all is forgiven. Otherwise, I want the other one.
I assume they're probably gonna do the second one, the college student
Yeah,
thing.
it's the
Um,
most like thought of one now. We'll know
mm.
the second we see her, based on how she's dressed and whether or not
Oh,
she
like
has a
a like a
climbing
s-
axe.
like a set photo.
Yeah, the second we
Yeah,
see
yeah, yeah.
costume, we'll know.
Don't let me saying I don't know about Sophie Turner in this lead discourage. I hope this show does well. I like Lara Croft.
Yeah,
So
I don't really know anything about Lara Croft. It's literally my faith is coming down largely to the fact that I think that when Amazon has made big grabs for like IP
mhm.
like this, they have done right by it. I'm thinking like Fallout and The Boys and
Yeah,
even Lord of the Rings. You know,
science fiction, fantasy, action, adventure. What's the last bad thing Amazon did though?
Oh, I'm sure
I
there's
feel
plenty
like
of like smaller bad ones that have been coming out constantly that we just haven't heard about.
I feel like we're at the point with streaming services where like when something's good, it's just like, look, another hit. This streaming service really knows what they're doing. But then when something's really shitty, it just gets like no one notices. It's just swept under the rug.
Yeah, people don't even know it exists. So
Yeah. So I couldn't tell you Amazon's percentage of hits and misses,
yeah,
but I like their hits. So,
like that Paramount
you
show
know,
where Buffy is a werewolf.
is that a thing?
That's real. Yeah,
Oh, you watched
I
that.
did
I
watch
didn't.
that. It was called
Okay.
Wolfpack, I think. Anyway,
Oh.
not important. What is important is possibly the biggest news of the week. Almost certainly the biggest news of the week. Even though it was released in a nondescript tweet with a picture that I think is just comic book art from a pre-existing comic book, but I don't know, who knows.
Yeah.
We have a title and release date for the new Superman. So it's called Man of Tomorrow, and it is apparently going to be in theaters July 9th, 2027. I don't necessarily feel 100% confident that either of those things will remain true. But hey, what do you think about that?
So that's our answer. Like we asked, what does the next thing in the Superman saga mean? And we were like, oh, it
Right.
could be this, could be this, could
To
be.
be, okay.
No,
Now,
it's
and
a sequel.
This I did want to pick bones with you because I didn't realize that you were not understanding what I was asking at the time at all.
I understood.
Until friend of the show Abrar made a short of it and I re-listened to it. No, you did not understand what I was asking.
What the
Because
fuck were you asking?
you thought I was asking what's the thing he's working on? What's the next piece of the Superman saga? Not what I was asking at all. What I was asking is what do we think the Superman saga is? Like, what does that mean?
I I think the answer is the same thing. I mean, I did say that it's Superman's corner of the universe, anything that has to deal with Superman or Superman adjacent characters. And then I pitched or assumed that like it would be a Daily Planet TV show or some sort of like an animated crypto thing. My answer remains the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it turns out that the answer to what he literally was working on is a sequel. It's just the next thing, the next
Yeah.
Superman movie.
And apparently 2027. Honestly, sooner than I would have thought. I don't know what the time jump between like Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2 is. Clearly this is going to be the equivalent of that in the DC universe. But I would hazard to guess the jump is either similar or shorter here. Cuz I feel like Iron Man 2, cuz those were both phase 1, right? Iron Man 1 and 2.
Yeah, Iron Man 1 came out 2008, Iron Man 2 came out 2010.
Okay, so yeah,
So it's
so
about
it'd be,
the same exact thing.
well, yeah.
So Superman being the Iron Man of our DC version of the MCU. Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
So that pans out. That pans out. It's weird that we have basically such a close 1-to-1 like that, but then also it's like, and nothing else lines up at all with that plan.
We're gonna have 2 Superman movies and a Clayface movie.
In a Clayface movie, and also Peacemaker is like apparently a really big part of this universe, kind of, maybe. Who knows? Who knows?
I think the faster this universe can grow to the point, because I think when Marvel really started to take off in its heyday was like when Guardians of the Galaxy came out. Thanks, James Gunn, I guess.
Way to go.
It was like, yeah, anything can happen in this universe. We have Rocket Raccoon, but we also have Captain America, but we can also have, I don't know, to the point of now where like Werewolf by Night, right? Those are
Right.
there are 3 different genre type things, and it all works. I think this DCU needs to expand to the point where we just hit those different genres as fast as possible. I mean, make them good.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't rush anything out, please. But you know what I'm saying.
I do, and I agree and I disagree, because I agree that I think that that I do think Marvel was sort of in its prime around that time, like between Guardians 1 and Guardians 2, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't want DC to like rush to try and get there. You know what I mean?
Definitely don't rush. That's
Like,
I shouldn't have said as fast as possible. That's not what I mean. But what I suppose what I do mean is like if the DCU gets canceled in like 5 years, and then you
Right.
look at your Blu-ray shelf and you're like Superman, Superman 2, Supergirl, Clayface, one season of Peacemaker. You're like, well, what a universe that was, right?
You at
So,
this point you would have to include at least the 2 seasons of Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad,
right. I suppose you would, and maybe Blue Beetle because
and
he's
maybe Blue
getting a
Beetle
show
and
and he
Creature
doesn't
Commandos
really.
that I guess exists. There won't be a
That's
Blu-ray
right.
of it ever, but so that doesn't fit into the thing. But
That's right. I feel like we need to get around to we need to prioritize some of our tentpole heroes, which I know they're doing.
they
They're
are,
just not
yeah. We
talking
talked
about
a
it right
couple
now.
weeks ago that they're like trying to push a Wonder Woman thing really hard. They're just wanting to find like the right script and shit for it. And obviously we know that they, even if we don't get like the DCU Batman necessarily super fast, we know we're getting the Batman relatively. So that's what 2027, I think, also. So yeah, I definitely, it's so weird to me because it feels very like scattershot, and it just, I still don't see the vision for the DC universe, and I at this point I don't super care because I've enjoyed all the projects that have been in it so far. Even Creature Commandos was like pretty good, and as long
Yeah.
as that continues to be true, I really don't care like how they all connect. Doesn't matter to me at all. But I will say, if I was vision boarding this out of like how I would build a DC universe, which I started doing
You've
on my
literally
own, I've
done.
literally
Yeah, yeah,
done.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
not at fucking all what I would do. This is so incredibly different. Like even the idea of just like, yeah, and we're just gonna throw like 7 heroes into this first movie and be when are we gonna see Hawkgirl again in a 1 episode cameo in Peacemaker? Sure, why not?
Yeah, as long as they commit to certain story arcs and see them through and don't leave things hanging because you decided to go play with different toys, then we're
Yes,
fine.
yeah, absolutely. I do agree with you that I think we do need to get, Batman and Wonder Woman in here as soon as possible. I
Yeah.
do start to worry at that point that if there isn't better reins on like what can go where and how much crossing over is going to happen, then it's just going to be a situation of like, and Superman's in everything that comes out. And
Yeah.
Superman's in every single project. There he is.
Yeah, maybe Peacemaker becomes the Stan Lee of the DCU. He has a cameo in every single movie.
I would honestly rather that than Superman because Superman's going to show up and solve any problem. Peacemaker's going to show up on TV and be like, Superman, I think he pads his underwear.
Yeah, that's true.
But Man of Tomorrow, what does that title
Mhm.
mean? So there's an animated movie called Man of
Right.
Tomorrow that is really good. I haven't watched all of their animated movies, but one of the better ones that I've seen at least. It focuses on Lobo, who we also know is going to be canon in this universe, as well as
Yes.
Parasite is like the main villain. He turns into a kaiju, which we know that James Gunn loves. So I feel
Yes.
like I doubt heavily that it's going to be like a 1-to-1 recreation or probably even all that close because I don't think James Gunn has ever done that and probably won't in the future. But
Yeah.
it could be that this is just like a tease of what characters are going to be in it. And so like maybe we get that. I don't know.
Parasite, maybe Lobo. I mean, maybe we don't need Lobo if we're already using him in Supergirl's like right before this. The
Right.
picture that he posted, the comic book art, as you mentioned, or wait, no, I don't think it is comic book art because that is the
It is, yeah.
Superman chest logo. That is the
Yeah.
corn sweat
But
suit.
the art looks so 1-to-1
It does.
stylistically to the New 52 art style. Is why I'm like, is this just the same guy? I also like
New
don't
52, not
necessarily
not
think we're
not
gonna.
Rebirth. You don't think?
Well, I don't know. Maybe
Because
Rebirth.
because the Lex Luthor armor that we've never seen in live action,
Right.
um, it's green and purple as it's known to be, but in New 52, I think they just made a big gray thing.
I don't
So
remember that to be honest.
I think this is probably this Jim
See.
Lee drew this. I'm now noticing
Oh, is it like signed?
his Jim Lee 2025. So he
There you go.
drew
There you
this
go.
for James Gunn as a friend. I assume.
Yeah.
I assume they hang out all the time and
I
kiss
am
probably.
probably, yeah, I bet they make out. That makes sense. I actually don't want to see that armor.
We've
I
never seen it though, Daniel.
Yeah, but I just don't think it looks good, and I've never thought that. It's just we put it. My biggest concern is that it would look like Ironmonger, basically. Is we
Yeah.
just stuck a bald guy CGI head in a big robot.
I guess we'll see. It all depends on how they approach it story wise for me. Because Lex Luthor, we've already established in the first movie that this Lex Luthor is like an up his own ass idiot. Like he's a genius,
Yeah,
but not really because his little quantum dimension fell apart. What an asshole.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so like, if he says like, "Fine, I'll kill God myself," and he makes a big dumb green like Gundam suit for himself, I think that fits. It's fine.
Yeah, I think it would
It
fit the
just
story.
it just depends on how they go about tackling it.
Yeah. I've just never liked the idea of Lex Luthor as like a physical combatant. I don't think that that
Yeah, that's
is a
that
fun
that's
thing.
that's what I mean by how they decide to go about it. Because
Yeah.
I also do prefer. I think the best use of Lex Luthor that we've seen in a very long time is him like yelling fighting game commands into Ultraman, punching Superman's lights out. Because like that's he built a way to fight, but he's not actually fighting. But then putting him in a power suit, I do think it kind of takes away from him a little bit. I agree with you.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not like,
Oh
oh,
no,
this
I'm
means that the
for it.
thing's going to be
Do it.
terrible. But I also
Like
just like don't really want to see it.
there's such precedent for the suit. I'm not against it
Oh
at all.
yeah. Yeah. I think that maybe my bigger problem with it is that I feel like if he becomes a guy who does punches against Superman, then it sort of takes us steps away from the types of stories that I would want to see my Lex Luthor doing. Like, I feel like, not necessarily, but I feel like it does sort of take us away from the direction of, like, he's doing Cadmus Labs and he's going to, make a Superboy. Because, like, I'm sure that shit'll still happen, but it just
You
doesn't
want
feel right if
you
it's
want Lex Luthor as president.
I want Lex Luthor as president.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Genuinely the thing that I think I want the most is the Young Justice Cadmus Labs story arc. I would love to see that in this universe, but I just don't see that happening in a world where Lex Luthor has decided, you know what, I'm gonna punch him myself.
What if what if
Yeah,
what if he decides I'm gonna punch him myself, he gets in the power suit, and then Superman just breaks his back.
he does a Bane.
And then Lex Luthor for like 3 movies is in a wheelchair.
Maybe he breaks his back first, and that's why he's in the robot suit. Be like
Yeah,
that.
that works too. I
Mm.
think it would obviously Superman would not break Lex's back. What would be more likely to happen would Lex Luthor would build a big dumb robot suit, and then Lex Luthor would break his own back because he built a big dumb robot suit.
Oh, it would do like a Five Nights at Freddy's where the suit starts killing him.
I'm thinking more of like that one shot in Iron Man 2 where their Hammer Tech is trying to make their own Iron Man suit, and that pilot like turns around too fast and just completely rips the guy in half.
I don't remember that. It sounds like a nightmare.
People are gonna hear me saying this and get mad that I am suggesting Lex Luthor be so stupid. But hey, don't listen to me then. Tell James Gunn not to listen to me.
I do also think the Man of Tomorrow thing has been used in a bunch of different comic books, like up on the title. So it could be anything.
Yeah,
It's just the animated movie is the one that like I know it from.
it's just
Um,
one of his many monikers, but it's one we haven't used yet.
true,
So
true. I do wonder because he's been taking because there was Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, that's been taking off. Superman was originally called Superman Legacy, that was taken off.
legacy.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get down to this and it's like Superman 2, here we go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, possible. It does kind of seem like they're just announcing working titles, but then they're like, never mind. Which
Yeah.
is fine. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. It is weird to me that we're getting the announcement of I come from the video game world where we don't get this shit like with a release date 2 years out. So that's crazy to me. I know that's relatively normal in movies, but I also think it's weird that we're getting this announced with a tweet of a comic book art instead of like any kind of big flashy announcement. Like we could do this at a DC event, we could do this at a Comic Con, and it could be big news if we just like waited a little while. But instead we're tweeting it out when like no one's asking about it. I mean, I'm sure people are, but like this isn't the project people are looking forward to right now. Like they want to know like what's up with Batman, what's up with Wonder Woman. They don't really necessarily like this is not the next thing. This is so far out. You know what I mean?
They must have their business set up, or at least the DC part of it, like whatever James Gunn is in charge of, right? They
Yeah.
must have it set where they don't need to plan anything around getting butts in seats at a big event, right? Obviously,
Well, I don't even. Yeah, we'll go on.
obviously Disney they're not just gonna tweet like, "Hey, we're making a Squirrel Girl movie," because
Right.
they want people to buy tickets to D23 to get that information live and in person.
Right. I,
Um, but like, does DC fandom? Are there fans in a stadium for that,
I don't think
or
you
was
need to
that
sell
the
tickets
only
to it
one?
to have an
The only
event.
one I remember was like COVID era, and
I think they've done two. I
I
don't
don't know.
remember. Uh, but yeah, for me, it's not even the thing of like, oh, I want them to have people in the seats. I want them to have them like an audience cheering. I don't really care about that.
Yeah,
I despise the announcement by tweet. I think that is so fucking lame. That is the stupidest thing on the planet. Of just like, hey, we've got this new idea for $1 billion idea. You know, the movie you've all been waiting for, the game you've all been waiting for, and here's
mm.
a concept art on a tweet.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Way to take a cool announcement and make it the lamest shit on the planet.
do you think he should have said like, we're having our DC Direct on this day, on
Yeah.
Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Tune in,
Yes.
and then he's just like, "Hi everybody, I'm James Gunn. I'm in my office. Look at this." And then it's we see like sketched in real time this Superman picture,
No, not even.
and
Don't
then
even use
and
this
then
Superman
and then
picture.
and then it says Jim Lee, and then like he writes out at the top, "Man of Tomorrow, July 9th, 2027."
I mean,
And then
it's.
he's like, "That's it. It's a new movie. Good. Thanks for waking up, everyone. Goodbye."
I mean, undeniably, that's already better than a tweet. But no, I think you hold on to a couple of these things and you build them up. I think it's so weird that we're getting like random scattershot shit of like, yeah, we're making a Clayface movie and that's just like a tweet, and then like, oh, we changed the name of the Superman girl or Supergirl thing, and it's like, blah, blah, blah. That's nothing. We don't even talk about that. Or like, there's been so many of these like little tiny announcements that are just like,
I see what you mean.
here's
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
tweet, here's a guy, whatever, man, who cares? Like it just makes it feel so nothing. It makes it feel like you're talking about a school project and not like a big franchise that you're trying to hype people up for. So I think, yeah, I think you do, because he did the one thing at the beginning of all this where he was like, here's the whole slate of like chapter 1, Gods and Monsters,
Yeah.
here's the shit that we're
And that's
doing.
that's not even true anymore.
Yeah,
That slate, right?
yeah, and so like he didn't do that great. So even when he tried that, he like didn't do it right well. But at least that was like something. I
I see what you're
I
saying.
think you need to build up excitement for this shit in a way that like you're not ever going to get off a tweet. I think you do need to have that Comic Con panel. I think you do need to have some kind of event that you draw people into, and you're like, here, even Pokemon has their own in-person events. They just had the Pokemon card game world championships in Anaheim,
I know. I kind
and
of
it
wish I
was
was there.
and there was all this huge shit. They had like all these pop-up stores about it, and I'm not even saying DC's got to do anything crazy like that, but like, why
They
not
could. People
have
would go.
why not have a panel at Comic-Con? Why not have, like, why are these things just being tweeted out in the most just like throwing your dick on the table way, as opposed to like, and here's a well shot picture of my penis?
Yeah. I agree
It's
with you
so
in the
boring.
sense you're completely correct in saying that the just tweeting it out lessens like the impact, therefore word of mouth might not spread as well, right? Like we could have missed this news, really. And
Would have been
it's
so easy.
Superman 2.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like you saying that Supergirl is not Woman of Tomorrow
Yeah. I mean,
anymore,
that's
and
not
and
like
I,
necessarily a big one. That doesn't really
but
count.
no, but I in real time I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They
I,
took the Woman of Tomorrow off that. Yeah. It's just Supergirl now.
yeah, so yeah, they are just kind of like throwing things out there, and then DC's always done this though.
Yeah. But that's a
It,
problem. Like
it is a
they
problem.
need to get behind this and like a more
It's
exciting.
like
Imagine if the Robert Downey Doctor Doom announcement was a tweet instead of this whole thing where he comes out and he rips the thing off and he's got a stupid ass catchphrase. It's like, was it same task, new mask or some shit? Like, is that stupid? Yeah, you bet your ass. You know what else is stupid? Comic book movies.
mm-hmm.
Like that's a great moment. I don't personally think that it's gonna. I don't like that he's Doctor Doom. That's a great moment. That's a moment that people remember and think about.
There's,
They're not gonna
there's,
remember. Hey, remember that time James Gunn put out a tweet?
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. It's ultimately it's fine because like the movie's gonna come out and it's gonna be good, and then I won't care. But like,
Yeah.
just like have some pride.
My final take is I'm in two minds of it, right? I personally, at the end of the day, don't have a problem with James Gunn, who is the head of DC, putting out an announcement directly to the fans saying, like, this is what's happening. As of right now, this is the release date. Here we go. Where it becomes a problem is when these announcements are so casual and frequent that they don't mean anything and we don't stick to what we were saying. Because, like, allegedly one of the movies that he announced in that original slate isn't happening, and that might be Authority, or Authority's still happening. Do we even know?
It's probably Authority. We don't know for sure, but it's probably, yeah, we don't believe Authority is
Yeah.
happening.
And then yeah, we announced this movie's title. Oh, we changed it. And we announced this movie's title. No, we changed it. And like the only thing we like know to look forward to right now is Supergirl and Lanterns. Everything
Right.
else is fluid.
Well, and
Oh, except
Clayface is
did
filming.
start filming this week.
Yeah.
So there is that.
So those are the three things. Which, to be fair, one of those things wasn't even on the slate he announced.
Yeah, that's exactly. Hey, luckily it's a monster to fit into Gods and Monsters.
True.
So we're sticking with that at least. Yeah,
I mean,
that's my take on the situation.
The whole like Sergeant Rock thing, like they announced that and killed that with two different tweets. They announced a Teen Titans project that we don't know dick all about, but now they've just like floated out that it exists, and so now people are like clamoring for more information that we're not going to get about it until he tweets again. Like, I don't know, man. It just feels like such a weird rollout.
You know what he needs? This isn't gonna fix
a press secretary.
This isn't gonna fix everything. He needs a separate Twitter account.
Yes. Where he could just
James Gunn, he can post pictures of his like foam latte pictures and his wife and his dog all he wants. That's his main thing. And then there is James Gunn DCU announcements. And then the only two types of tweets coming from that are new post coming Monday and this movie is happening.
Right. Okay. James Gunn, hear me out. Okay.
James.
You might not believe this, but I love you and I've got your best interest at heart. We grew up in basically the same town. We went to the same movie theater as kids multiple times. I understand where you're coming from, literally.
Mm-hmm.
I love you. Please hire me to take care of your press situation. Your dissemination of information is not good. You are the constant coming out and tweeting at people about like, oh well, this is fake and this is real and that's it's just like, I love you and I love that you're a real person, but like this is not helping. This is not helping the situation. Please stop.
I like when he shoots down bullshit.
I guess that's fine,
I like,
but like, I don't know, man. He shouldn't be the guy doing that. Because it doesn't matter that he's doing it. There's going to be 5 million other theories. And even when he says no, people are still like, oh, well, he's just jumping on that one because that's the real one. So it doesn't do anything. Because the internet's going to do, what the internet's going to do. Also, James Gunn, if you are listening to this and you are making a Teen Titans project, you should read the Gabriel Piccolo one. He did the art for it. I forget who does the actual writing for it. Really great. It's basically just a road trip story. It's currently ongoing and it's really, really good. And if you adapt that into your Teen Titans movie or TV show or whatever, it'll be a 10 out of 10, I guarantee it.
James Gunn, I want to throw something in too if you are listening. There's a line in the Scooby-Doo movie where they reference Hong Kong Phooey, and I want to know if that means Hong Kong Phooey exists in the Scooby-Doo universe. I messaged you on Facebook about this like 16 years ago and you did not get back to me.
Get on it. James Gunn, if I was your press secretary, I would have answered it. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. All you have to say is no. All you have to say is no.
All right, Skyler, speaking of big events, you want to talk about D23, Destination D23?
Sure, I didn't even know this happened.
So this happened. That's the first announcement, is that it happened. The second announcement is that the D doesn't stand for destination, I guess. It's Destination Disney 23, I would assume, but I don't actually know. I heard Destination 23 at one point, and then I heard Destination D23. No idea. Couldn't tell you.
I always assumed the D stood for Disney.
Turns out There might be a second
Okay.
D. It could be double D23.
Whoa.
I know. Couldn't tell you. Anyway,
That's-
uh, I tried really hard to look up everything that happened at D23, and I probably missed a lot that people might care about. And to that I want to say, look, I tried really hard to look up YouTube videos about it, and the first 3 I clicked on were all AI voices, and I clicked off. And then all of the rundowns on it were terrible, like the written ones on websites. So again, this this sector of nerd stuff needs better coverage that is better at getting information to people in a way that is both interesting and like concise. We need to
James
figure
Gunn.
this out.
James Gunn, if you're listening to this,
Hire me.
hire someone to cover
No.
D23.
Hire me to cover both your shit and D23. I will host both.
Hire
I don't
James
care.
Gunn. I know you're in charge somehow.
Yeah. Oh my god. So first of all, we got a trailer for Marvel Zombies, which was like maybe not technically part of D23. Again, the AI made it confusing. But hey, we got a trailer for Marvel Zombies.
Yes.
I don't care at all because I don't care about Marvel Zombies. It is genuinely one of the worst comic books I have ever read in my life. I think it's fucking terrible.
Yeah, I think it coasts completely on its concept. What
Yeah.
if the heroes were zombies, but they still had power? Yeah, that is what it is,
Neat,
and that's
dude.
what the show's going to be. So cool.
Yeah, people are really attaching to the 2 clips of Spider-Man ripping a bunch of people's heads off and
Yeah.
Blade fighting a zombie ghost who is also a samurai.
We finally got Blade.
We finally got Blade, kind of.
Whoop-de-doo.
Is he voiced by Mahershala Ali? Do we know that?
No,
Okay.
he's not.
Bummer, bro. Anyway, so that comes out September 24th. I don't think it looks bad. I just don't care. So if you're into that, I don't want to, yuck your yum or whatever, but it's just, it could not be less for me.
I guess they're doing the thing where they're like, you thought Marvel was for little babies? Well, guess what? Now there's blood, and we rip a zombie in half.
Right.
So if that tickles your fancy,
Way to
cool.
go.
Here we go. I don't know. I mean, I did when season 1 of that What If show came out. I watched that season, and
Mhm.
there was a Marvel Zombies episode of that, and I was like, cool, we did it. They did Marvel Zombies, I
Yeah.
guess. And then they were like, we're gonna do more. I was like, okay. And I just don't know if this is this real or is this Disney Plus slop? It's probably
both.
slop.
Yeah, I mean, probably
but-
a little bit of comedy, a little bit of combi.
So I mean, I don't know if I can get. There's good shows I'm not watching right now, so
True.
I can't
True.
I can't commit to Marvel Zombies. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm glad that Spider-Man killed the zombies. That's cool.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. It's I don't know. The Marvel Universe comic book wise has always been so confusing to me because they have refused to reboot the bitch, and so it's the same continuity since the dawn of time. But they've retconned shit constantly, and it's just like, oh well, like he was dead, but then he just kind of wasn't, and now he's back, and there's all this other shit. And so like the zombies thing is real in the Marvel comic book universe. It's just in a different universe. It's in like a different parallel timeline
there's
or whatever, where now
there
there's
were zombies.
zombies, but then like sometimes they cross over, and so now there's zombie Spider-Man walking around in normal New York. I don't fucking know, man. Like the Marvel comics are ass. I'm sorry, I've never been able to get into it because I have that thing where when I start engaging with any kind of media, I want to start at chapter 1, and yet it's fucking impossible in Marvel. You cannot
Mistake
do
number
it.
1.
They refuse to do standalone stories like a Long Halloween or those sort of things, and they refuse to do like Elseworlds stuff where you can just read like that as a separate thing. So it really is just like you have to just pick a point and just jump in, and there you go.
They have
Hope you
they have-
understand.
they have certain Elseworlds things, but it is all like, what if Deadpool killed everybody? Just like,
Sure,
okay.
sure. But it's just like,
Hey, cue the comments telling us that we're fucking stupid, and these are the comics to. Actually, yeah, you know what? Do it. I would
Yeah,
like to
do
get
it.
some good comics up in here.
for sure. I do think it's
Give
really.
me some recommendations.
I think it's really telling that when you look up best comic books of all time, it is mostly DC. Like, genuinely. The fact that you'll look up top 10 comic books of all time, and it'll be like, Killing Joke, Long Halloween. You won't see Spider-Man on there. And if you do, they won't know how to write it down because it'll just be like Spider-Man 176 through 192 during this particular run. And it's like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? What does that mean?
I'm sure there's exceptions to that. I'm sure
Yeah, okay,
there's.
yeah, over the entire span of time, yeah, for sure.
I would need to read a comic book to tell you, and I refuse to do that. So, but I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, there's
I'm
Spider-Man.
sh-
There's like Spider-Man Blue. I know that our friend Anthony really loves that, but
yeah.
that's also
I have
like,
um I have Daredevil Yellow on my shelf over here.
yeah, I think there was a whole series of like Marvel. I think it was called like Marvel Knights or something, and so there was also like Captain America Red and was it Red and Blue, and then there was Hulk Gray or something. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember.
Yeah, so they exist. We just want the recommendations. Tell us what to buy and what stores have them in stock, and
Yeah,
then we will drive there.
and then
We'll
be
drive. We will drive to your local comic book store in Cincinnati, Ohio. I know you're out there,
I was gonna say
and we
Topeka.
will. We will. Well, we have to go through Kansas to get to Ohio, right? Is that how geography
Well,
works?
we could. I don't think we have to.
Well, we could
Ohio's
do
over
it.
by Michigan.
All right, all right. So the guy in Cincinnati, you tell us what to get, and then the young lady that lives in Topeka, you tell us, and then we'll road trip through both, and then we'll get. Just tell us what comics to buy. Don't make this
Yeah,
hard. Come on, you two.
and we'll stop at a football game at Arrowhead Stadium so that you can boo Taylor Swift.
There's a rumor she might do the Super Bowl this year.
I'm surprised she hasn't already, to be honest.
Yeah, well, because they want to do the thing. They want to do the thing. The Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl this year, and they want to have the thing where they show the Travis Kelsey with the Super Bowl ring on one finger and the engagement ring on the other finger,
Yeah, man.
which I'm pretty sure somebody in a different sport already did. I don't remember though.
Well, they're off to a rough start if that's the if that's the script. I'll say
That's right,
that.
bitch! Boom!
Also at D23,
Grounded by lightning.
grounded by arguably one of the most forgotten teams, unfortunately. Even though I do think they're
Justin
pretty
Herbert.
good.
Justin Herbert is God. We're
He,
pulling it together this season.
do you agree that Justin Herbert is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts?
Yes,
Hell yeah. Jalen
and
Hurts is the
and,
most overrated quarterback in the league.
clearly, I'm working with a heavy set of bias, but I like Justin Herbert a lot.
Can he throw the ball?
Boy, he threw a couple cannons tonight. Let me
Then
tell
he's
you.
better than Jalen Hurts. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, at D23, we also got the announcement of, well, not the announcement of, we got some new news about Toy Story 5. Yay.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we cooking here?
So Toy Story 5, A is a movie that exists. I think they announced it last year or something, but now we're seeing it sort of. They have announced a couple of things. Number one, apparently the story of it is going to be sort of like toys versus tech. So it's the toys having to fight against Bonnie's iPad
Good. Cool.
that has like a frog face on it. It's like the lily pad.
Oh,
And there is a new character being introduced who is a potty training toy
no,
called Smarty Pants. And
that can't be real.
this is all real.
That can't be real.
Called Smarty Pants that looks like a roll of toilet paper, and it's voiced by Conan O'Brien.
Okay. Well, that a potty training toy. Explain this toy to me.
It looks like a roll of toilet paper with some buttons on the bottom.
Okay, so it's not something that like a child like defecates in.
No, she's not. She's not gonna
Okay.
poop on Conan O'Brien.
Okay, I would. That's what I was worried about.
What? I don't think potty training toys in the real world are about getting pooped on.
There's watch that one episode of Better Call Saul where that guy tries to patent his potty training toy.
That's crazy. That's crazy, and I won't be doing it. They also showed up a little clip where an army of Buzz Lightyear toys wash up on a deserted island and they start malfunctioning, and I guess they're going to be like the goons that the lily pad uses to I don't know, fight Woody and his gang or some shit.
Okay. Okay. Did you watch Toy Story 4?
No.
Okay. So in Toy Story 4, Woody like leaves. He's done. He leaves.
Couldn't
He's like
couldn't get
he's
Tom
like
Hanks
Bonnie.
anymore.
Bonnie doesn't care about me, and so I'm gonna go live in a bush with little Bo Peep, and that's what they do.
Maybe they go to live on that deserted island where all the Buzz Lightyears wash up.
Tom Hanks is in the movie. It's Woody is in the movie. It says so. I don't know what are we doing?
Good
Why do we
day.
need Toy Story 5?
You know what we also don't need?
Hmm?
Ice Age 6. Boiling Point.
Man, that's crazy. Ice Age, the first one came out when we were kids.
Ice Age was never like great, and I'm honestly
No.
surprised. Like looking at all of the weird little animated movies that came out when we were kids, like I would put this on par with like I don't know, Backyard or Madagascar, Barnyard or Madagascar. I am genuinely surprised that this is the one that ended up with 6 movies.
Scar's better than Ice Age. It's
I would
gotta
agree.
be.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, it's called Boiling Point, and it's coming out February 5th, 2027. And Scrat has a baby. There's a baby Scrat.
Hey, what the? Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
He got the nut.
Okay.
He got it. His story arc is closed.
Well, now he has a baby. New story arc.
Oh, now, okay, he doesn't want the nut anymore. He does all the same Scrat adventures, but he has to save the baby from like falling into a tar pit or a dinosaur's
I don't
mouth
know.
or something.
The baby has been in a bunch of the shorts. I know that. So he's not like a new character. So I'm sure whatever those shorts are about, that's what the joke's going to be in this movie too.
As soon as we got to this D23 segment, I sound so defeated because I am. I don't know what to do here.
You hate franchises and mice.
I love mice.
Name 2 mice.
Michael.
And
Trying to think of one that's not Minnie.
it's tough. That's a tough one.
Um,
Did you say Michael? Was
Yeah, it's
Michael
Michael.
supposed to be Mickey?
yeah, well, Mickey is a nickname, and nicknames are reserved for friends, and Michael Mouse is no friend of mine. That's not my joke. I stole that. That's a famous bit. Yeah, I don't fucking yeah. Mickey and Minnie are mice. I like rats better. I'll be honest. I would have a pet rat, except that they die too fast. They like their lifespan is like 2 years.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which, come on, Ron Weasley, your rat lives for like 13 years, and you don't even think about it. You're like, I don't know. We live in a world of magic or some
It's
shit.
fucking dragons and
You
shit.
probably should have questioned that. Take it to the vet. You guys don't have a magic vet? You had a whole movie about guys that went around and looked for beasts in 1920s New York. Stop me. Continue.
You would
I'm
not
off the rails.
if you
I'm
were
off the rails.
if you were a responsible adult parent, you would not let your child anywhere fucking near that guy. Anywhere near Eddie Redmayne's character.
Newt Scamander.
You would not let them with you would have a restraining order and you would hope that the government forced you to tell him if he moved in next door.
Famous Hufflepuff Newt Scamander. He's the second most famous Hufflepuff.
Well, hey, speaking of weird creatures,
The first is LeBron James.
I'm trying so hard to get out of here. Speaking of weird creatures, they also showed us some stuff about Zootopia 2.
Hey,
You excited for Zootopia?
Yeah.
Zootopia 2?
I like Zootopia. I like the first one quite
It's
a bit.
pretty good.
It's very very cute. And then they put those like Zootopia shorts on Disney Plus, and I didn't watch them, but
Yeah.
my brother watched them and was like, "These are ass." So
Well, that's unfortunate.
I don't know if that's what we have to look forward to.
Would it-
The last Disney thing like this that we got was Moana 2, which we all know was we were going to make a Moana TV show for
Right.
babies, and then we decided to put it in theaters to trick people to
Which-
seeing it.
Which was
And
clearly
then-
a really good
and it-
choice.
Yeah, it made a shit ton of money,
So
but it was an awful movie.
I don't think they care.
No, they clearly didn't. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna need to hear people say Zootopia 2 is really, really good before I bother investing.
Okay,
This
well-
is definitely something that I'm not gonna see in theaters, though. I don't.
No, I don't think I saw
grown-ass
the
man
first
in a theater with
Zootopia in theaters, to be honest. But would it do anything for you if I told you that Patrick Warburton is in it and he plays the mayor and also a horse?
A little bit. I like that.
Okay, hey, there you go. There you go. That just got you like one step closer to buying that ticket. I don't know. It's gonna be another one. I don't know if what the plot's gonna be. They showed like a clip apparently where they're Judy and the Fox guy, Nate. Fox? Nick. I was so close. Apparently they're like trying to catch some guy who's smuggling, but then the police still don't trust them really because they're like, well, that guy used to be a criminal and you're a bunny still. So I guess we're running that bit back a little bit, even though they saved the whole city, but whatever.
It's a classic buddy cop sequel where like we saved the day and we get to number 2 and everyone still treats us like shit. It's fine.
Yeah. You would think that this one would be related. It's not. There's also a movie coming out called Hoppers. This looks like it's from the same school of thought as Turning Red. And I say school of thought in the way of like literally the animation looks exactly like Turning Red.
Okay. The movie was well animated.
It is about these people. They are scientists, and they make a robot animal, and then they put their brain in the robot animal, and then they can talk to animals. That's the joke.
Oh, like they're body hopping.
Yeah. And they make a joke
Okay.
in the trailer where they're like, "This is just like Avatar," and then the two older characters go, "It's nothing like Avatar. This is not like Avatar. This is different than Avatar."
Oh, that sounds like a funny joke.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, but it could be.
Okay. Okay,
Um,
so not impressed with that. Go on. What's next?
we the only other things I got here, two other ones that are like new franchises. So here we go. The other one is called Hexed. This is the one we saw, I think, the least about. It is about a teenage boy and his mom. They find out that the teenage boy has magic powers, and then they go to like a magic world, and it looks like it's kind of a Halloween Town sort of situation based on the like concept art. So that could be interesting, but we very little has been shown about this.
Mm,
Um, but hey, I'm sure it'll make a really good addition to a theme park in 20 years.
mm.
So there's that.
Maybe they have characters from the movie walk around during Halloween time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, they should just do that with Calabar. I would if they had a Calabar walking around, I'd be there right now.
Calabar. Kids today don't know Calabar.
Who cares? The kids aren't going to Disney World. It's 30-year-old white women.
I'd rather they have the skeleton that drives the taxi.
Which version? The good one or the bad one?
Oh, because he turns bad.
Because he turns bad.
I want the good one,
Okay.
but I still want him to drive crazy.
Does he like drive you between rides or something?
You know how like Main Street they have the horse carriage that just
Yeah.
kind of walks around, and there's always people on it. Like, oh, let's go to Disney and ride the horse carriage, and you're like, never in your life have you actually done it, and you're like, huh, I could do that.
Yeah, maybe one of these days.
Yeah,
But
but you don't even know where to get in line for the horse carriage because you've
right.
never thought about it.
It sounds
So
like
yeah,
you might have thought about it a couple of times. It seems like maybe you have some thoughts about the
no,
horse
I'm thinking
carriage.
it's a revelation happening in real time.
Okay.
I decided 30 minutes ago we're off the rails
That's
on this
fine.
one.
That's
So
fine. The last one I have here is it's called Gato. Get this.
I
It's
think I
about a
heard about
cat.
that. Yeah, no, yeah,
It's a
yeah,
cat.
yeah.
It's about a
Cool.
black
I
cat
like
who
that.
lives in Venice and becomes friends with a street artist. It's being done by the guy who did Luca, which means that the Luca guy just really fucking loves Italy. And like, I get it. I get it. It's a nice place.
He probably is Italian, is he not?
If I had to guess, yeah.
All right.
But hey, that's everything that was shown at D23. It was frankly not a ton. They also did a little bit where they were like, we're going to show you some new stuff from Avengers Doomsday, and then they just fucking didn't. They showed like clips, like collected clips of the characters that they had already announced were going to be in it with like quotes attached. And I recently found out in doing research for trying to pull stuff for this that all of the YouTube videos talking about D23 are just trying to break down what those quotes mean, and I could not be asked to care. I
Oh,
just
the
could
movie
not be asked to
comes out in a
care.
year. Just go do something else. Yeah. What?
So there's that.
Well, it's important to have a hobby.
Yeah.
I don't want to say go do something else. If that's what you've got going on, more power to you.
Yeah.
Just keep it away from me.
So that's D23, Skyler. Someday we, as a channel, will be invited to attend D23, and you'll say no, and then I'll go in your stead. And it'll be really exciting.
Whoa! Hold up.
Oh, I just thought
I'll
you seemed
go.
like, you just seem like really down on it, you know?
I'll go. I will not pay attention to a single thing be announced, but I will go.
Well, what are
They've
you
got
gonna do? Oh,
like
you're gonna like get the snacks and stuff.
they have like exhibits. They have exhibits of like, look at this Disney thing, and you're like,
Oh
wow,
yeah, they
I
had
would
cool
go.
stuff like that at the Pokemon thing too. We got to go to the next Pokemon World Championship. We got to go.
Why did no one tell me it was happening? I would have gone. Where was it?
Anaheim, California.
Damn it! I love Anaheim, California.
Yeah, well, the next one's probably going to be in like Osaka, Japan, so it's going to be a hell of a lot farther to go.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Anyway,
I love Osaka, Japan.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite part of Japan. My favorite prefecture. Hey, that's everything we got for you today. If you have made it this far into the podcast, first of all, hey, I really appreciate you. There wasn't a whole lot to talk about in that D23 section, and we talked about it for like 15 minutes. So I hope that you like and subscribe because clearly you like us more than the news. And frankly, I appreciate it. Anyway, you can follow the show on Twitter at @RSR_POD. You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Daniel J. McGee.
You can follow me on Blue Sky at Skyler8bit. If you're one of the newer subscribers, since we started uploading shorts, hi, welcome.
Yes.
I'm sorry that this was the one that I just gave up halfway through, but but hey, welcome aboard.
Don't worry. Next week, I'll give up halfway through, and I'll just stop saying the news, and you'll have to make up stuff.
Carrie, I'll do it.
Do it. You better. Anyway, thank you everybody so much for watching this far into the video, and until next time, We'll see you around.
Bye-bye.
The game's just starting, the world's so bright. Jump right in, everything feels right. Let's play, take a trip back in time where pixels and memories